Hey guys, Marissa, your Usborne book lady here, and I'm going to talk about some of my favorite science books for all ages now. A lot of people talk about the summer slide, and usually when people talk about it, they talk about it in terms of losing reading levels. You know, they say you can lose up to 3 months of reading levels over the summer. Well, that's true for all the subjects. It's not just reading where kids have the potential to slide back 3 months in the school year. So these are some of my favorite science books for all ages, and they go a little bit from more or less they go from younger to older. So for the very very youngest kids, we have a series of flat books called the Peek Inside, and a lot of these are very science oriented. This one is about space. We have another one that's about like a vegetable farm, so that's science as well and that sort of thing. So these are just flat books that are designed for very young kids, really nice wide places where the flaps attach so they're not as likely to get ripped off. And of course we have a lifetime half price replacement guarantee that covers anything. So if you rip all your flaps off, we can replace them for you at half price. So there's lots of those in that series and I love it. We also have another series called the Lift the Flap Questions and Answers series. This one is all about our senses. We also have one that's about how flowers grow, why does it rain, that sort of things. All those sort of questions that young kids ask that maybe you don't have the best answer for. They put them into kid speak for you. So these are really, really fun. Lift the Flap Questions and Answers. This is How Do I See? There's also How Do Flowers Grow and What Makes It Rain. Now we have two new titles that are about above and below, what happens above the ground and what happens below the ground, or below water level in the case of the other one. And they're slightly different. So this one is a pop-up book, and it's just absolutely beautiful and really detailed. This is really great for your preschoolers. This is a fantastic book about what's under the ground for your preschoolers, or what's under the sea. And then this one is a little bit more detailed. This is still good for preschoolers, but this one would also be good for school age kids, young elementary age kids. This one has a split page so that they learn what's above the water level here, and then they flip the half page over and they learn about what's below the water level. Very well designed, really informative. Really, really, really. So this one is what's up in the canopy because it's the rainforest. So that's like the ecosystem of the rainforest is basically like two different ecosystems, because the canopy is totally different than what happens on the jungle floor. So this is a really cool one. Our Shine the Light books, if you are not familiar with these, I'll put a link to a video about them. I'm not going to take the time to demonstrate them. But you shine a light behind the page to reveal hidden pictures, and most of them are very science oriented. So this one is about the human body. This one is about the space station. There's one about the seashore, which is everything that happens in a tide pool. Really, really, really great, really engaging. We have a lot of science related activity and sticker books as well. So this is the space activity book for kids. Really cute. We have a space sticker book that's really informative, and this is the Space Pack. So it's got 3 nonfiction books about space in it. These are like our beginner level series, and then it's got an astronaut sticker book that comes in it too. These activity packs are a really great way to get a variety of things for someone instead of just getting them one book. We also have a lot of science activities books. This is probably, there's one that's called 100 Science Experiments that I didn't have on hand right now. I really like that one too. But this one is one of my favorite ones to do just when you're like, it is raining and we don't want to go outside. Let's open up this book and see what we got on hand and what we can do. I really, really, really love this 365 Science Activities book. And if you wanted to, you really could do one every single day for a whole year. We have a couple of well, actually, I think this is the only one of these that's like the Astronaut Handbook. I love this book. My daughter loves this book. This is not her copy because this is not my copy. This is my inventory copy because my copy has been in my daughter's bed for the past 6 months probably. So this is the official Astronaut's Handbook. Very, very cute. Another one that I like a lot is this is 100 Things to Know About Science. We have another one called 100 Things to Know About Space. And these are all just sort of random facts put together. But I love the design of this book. I love the layout. I love that no page gets too overwhelming because there's plenty of white space in it. I love that they look basically like infographics to me. Like something that is designed to convey a lot of information in a small space in a visually appealing way. I really, really, really love these books. We also have a series of books called the Academy books. So we've got Architect Academy, Astronaut Academy. We've got one that's called Veterinarian Academy or Vet Academy or something like that. And I think that those are the only three, but these are really cute. They basically try to simulate. So this one is like simulating what sorts of activities you would do if you were becoming an astronaut. So it talks about how astronauts have to have quick thinking skills, and it's got a game to further that. There's one that talks about how they have to have a steady hand, and there's a game where you're trying to guide something into like a hanging paper cup because it's supposed to simulate docking a spaceship at the space station at the ISS. Really, really cute. If you have a really outdoorsy kid and they like to have like a field guide with them, we have these pocket books. So there's pocket books mammals, there's one that's reptiles, there's one that's birds, I think. And I think we even have one for famous cities now. So these are basically just field guides, you know, so it's got the animal in it, and it's got little facts about the animal and what they eat and that sort of thing. These are really cool. This book, Usborne World of Animals. Okay, first of all, just look at how beautiful it is. It's absolutely gorgeous, right? It's even more gorgeous inside. All of the photographs are just absolutely stunning. And I have people who look at this book and they go, oh, that's way too much for my kid. But I guarantee you that almost any age kid likes this book. My 4-year-old used to look at this when he was 2, and just because he loved the pictures, and he would point out something that he was interested in, and I would tell him what it was about, or we would read a small section. You don't have to read every single page, but I guarantee you there is not a single kid that will turn their nose up at this book because it's absolutely stunning. And then this one, this is my last one that I'm going to talk about right now. I love this book. This is the complete book of the Microscope, and it has a ton of pictures that are actual magnified images, and it has different sections. So like, for example, it also talks about the different types of microscopes and how they work so that kids know what they're talking about when they look for a microscope if they're really into it. I also like that it's got, so for example, it's got a section where it talks about fabrics and textiles, and it shows you close-up images of the textiles and explains why those textiles are used for certain things. So for example, the filling that is in a camping, what's it called? A sleeping bag that you would take camping has to hold a lot of air. So it's a really puffy, like almost like a styrofoamy type material, and it's got lots of space in between it because they want to keep that air trapped inside so that it forms a buffer between your body heat and the cold air outside. It talks about how fabrics that are used for like wicking fabrics, like something that you would exercise in, how they have a really smooth fiber so that moisture can escape. It's got little gaps in the fabric. Really, really cool. Talks about viruses. This is just one of the coolest books ever. So that's the complete book of the Microscope. All right, thanks so much, guys, for taking the time to learn about science books with me. If you would like to get any of these books yourself, you can find them at www.booksbymarisa.com. And I will put a link to my VIP page on Facebook in the comments if you would like to get discounts and special offers and customer appreciation parties and things like that. Join my VIP page. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.